Hi, I'm Gerald Loden with Nixa Schools, and I am excited about you tuning into this podcast. I have back with me today Dr. David Kelly. He's our high school principal, and if you've been keeping up with the news, we just had a great announcement from U.S. News. Dr. Kelly, share the announcement for everyone. If they haven't heard about it, what did U.S. News say about Nixa High School?
So for the 5th year in a row, Nixa High School was ranked number 1 in the Springfield metro area by the U.S. News and World Reports. And so it's an exciting celebration for us. It's an exciting celebration for our community. And one thing that I always like to talk about when we talk about the high school specifically is we don't get the results of the high school if we don't have a strong foundation. So any award the high school gets is really a K-12 recognition. So it's kudos not just to the high school but to the whole district.
Dr. Kelly, you cannot say that any better. I mean, when you look at our system, our foundation, if we're baking a cake, when you receive it, you have a very nice flavorful cake, and the high school puts the icing on it. It makes it look perfect. But we have the foundation from TK to pre-K all the way through the elementaries, and then you have the junior high in between that's doing a good job. And when the kids get to you, the high school teachers, they put the icing on the cake, and they create great experiences, connect with the students, with all the different programs that you have, and then the end results are we're one of the best, not just in the state, but in the nation.
Yeah, and one thing that was exciting about this one too is they also rank you in the state. And this year, I believe it's highest we've ever ranked in the state. So we were up to 20th in the state of Missouri this year. And when you look at that list, there's several charter schools on there as well. They're public, but they are charter schools, so they have lottery systems. Some are specifically oriented towards STEAM schools, but they're small high schools within bigger systems. And so
that's a good point. You have people that are pretty much like a magnet school. We're in a larger district. They'll have like a math and science school where the people that are inclined to go to math and science. So you're talking about schools that have really taken their top students in a district and put them in one school.
Correct, yeah, and you're talking about big districts, some up around St. Louis, one up around Kansas City. And then the other side of that is they also rank nationally, and we're in the top 12% of all high schools across the nation. So big celebration for us, and it's credit to the hard work that the teachers put in every single day, and also to our kids. Our kids always come to school. They're ready to learn, they're ready to go, and we just appreciate the support from the community, and parents in Nixa value education, and that's just one example of that.
Dr. Kelly, I'm glad you said that. When you look at the national landscape, that truly conveys that we're a best buy and that we do a great job with the resources our community provides us, because when you look at the nation, there's some very affluent districts that spend $20,000, $30,000 per child, and it would be like $10,000 to $20,000 more than we spend per child, and we're receiving the same or better results. And I think that says a lot about the support that we have in our community, the quality of children we have in our schools, and then the staff that we have that's working with our children every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with any time those types of recognitions come into, there's so much at play, and teachers do work really hard, our kids work really hard, and so it is nice for them to also be recognized in something like that.
All right. When we step back from the U.S. News and we just look at that's things that they value that say make a really good school. If I'm a parent of an elementary child, what are some things that I can make sure I do, not for a test score or a ranking, but what are some things that U.S. News values that I need to make sure I'm on the lookout for, making sure my child experiences?
Yeah, so one thing that they really do value and they look at and put a lot of weight towards is how many of your students took an AP course or an advanced placement course. And so we're doing some things at the high school to increase enrollment and to ensure that those courses are accessible for all students. And so just making sure that your student is reading on grade level. That is one of the biggest factors for success when students get to high school.
And with the AP courses, they're rigorous courses, and then you have an assessment at the end. And typically, if you make a 3 or higher, and it's up to the college you're going to, so as a parent, you'd have to look at the colleges. But typically, if you have a 3 or higher, that's going to count at least as an elective in a course.
Yeah, correct. And so the advantage, we often get asked, what's the difference between a dual enrollment class and an AP course? Dual enrollment is a partnership with Missouri State. So if you're going to stay in the state, dual enrollment is a good option. If you're looking at getting outside of the state, AP is really your better option because it is nationally recognized.
And AP is accepted locally too, so you're not going to go wrong with an AP class, right?
Correct, that is correct.
So as a parent, and we have a lot of people, my own son took advantage of this, and he graduated a year early from college. And we have a lot of students that do that. Or I don't know about you, but I bet we've had a lot of parents that started out in college and changed their major, then all of a sudden they're going 4.5 or 5 years to get a degree. Well, if you already have a handful of classes banked, then if you change your major, well, you're still out in 4 years.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we talk to our kids all the time about. What we want is a prepared student, and so we talk about empowering student success. And when we talk about that, success is going to be defined by the student and also the family. And really what we define success is, does that each graduate leave Nixa High School with the skills necessary to be successful in whatever path they've chosen. So we don't get specific with career paths just for what you just said. And so we really want kids to focus in and explore different options and really find out their interests, so that when they go to college, they can make a better decision into what area they want to go into.
And I think we would encourage our parents, don't let fear of, if classes have rigor. Our teachers do a great job of adjusting and meeting needs of our students, but just when you go into the 9th grade, take the classes that have the rigor and see what you gravitate and take towards. And you can always back up, but if you ever start behind and you're not taking the classes of rigor, then it's hard to catch up. So I'd encourage you as a parent, make sure your child's taking the higher level classes, and we have a variety of classes, and if they ever need to back up, we can always switch them back, but at least try.
In their freshman year, one thing we are doing, the AP exam their freshman year, so students can take world history as a freshman, and they can take AP world history. If they take AP world history, the district actually will pay for that AP exam. So it's $90 for those AP exams. That's a huge savings over paying a $270 fee, which a lot of colleges are at for dual credit, where you pay per credit hour, and typically it's 3 credit hours, it equals $270. AP, the exams are $90, but a lot of kids will come out with scoring a 3 or higher. Then they get that credit for 3 credit hours at college. But to help encourage students to take the test and help encourage parents to even encourage their students to take the test, in world history their freshman year, if they take the AP course, we will pay for the AP exam.
If you sign up for AP World, course is paid for, make it 3 or higher, you're going to probably receive some type of credit.
Yeah.
And that's a great deal. Even the closer to the $300 to do a credit is a great deal if you start looking at what college costs.
Correct. Yes, you're not going to find a cheaper college class.
I mean, if you have a child that's going through the high school and it's their first time, just call the college you're planning on sending them to. Look at what a book costs. Look at what a course costs. $300 is a steal.
Yeah.
And when it's the $80, $90 range, that's even good.
Yeah.
And we do have some waivers. If we've got a mom or dad and the child needs to produce a free lunch, we have some waivers that can help out with the cost too. Because we don't want cost to be something that keeps you from taking classes.
Yeah, and we even have some funds that we can draw from if it's a one-time need, maybe for a family, so they've had a life event that's really changed their circumstances. Maybe they don't qualify for free and reduced lunch, but they've had, for example, a house fire, and it's right in the middle of them having to pay for those types of things. We have funds that we can go to for those emergency type situations to help cover those costs.
Excellent.